All right, here we are live for another week watching AEW versus NXT. I'm going to have the volume up so you guys can hear it in the back. I'll let you guys know what I see going on. We'll have some conversation, talk about whatever. Talk about what's going on in AEW, talk about what's going on in NXT, talk about what's going on in wrestling during the week. Whatever you guys want to talk about, hit it up in the chats. We'll discuss it. So AEW right now has a good Lucha Brothers versus FTR is going on right now. And on NXT, we just saw Damian Priest just beat Grimes. So got some exciting matches. AEW did start out with Sonny Kiss versus Cody Rhodes. That actually seemed like that was actually a pretty decent match. And they're just kind of hyping up the NXT women's match over here on NXT with Io Shirai. So that's the main thing over there. But then we have on AEW tonight, Fight for the Fallen. We have Moxley versus Brian Cage, AEW champ. AEW title is going to be on the line. So NXT has Timothy Thatcher. Not too big of a fan of his yet. We'll have to see what's going on. But we're going to put it on FTR, Lucha Bros. See how that's going. Don't mind me. I didn't eat dinner yet, so made myself a nice little salad. Got some Italian dressing on there, some chicken, some little Parmesan cheese, pumpkin seeds. I didn't even know. Yeah, raw pumpkin seeds. These are pretty good. Coming off that running uppercut, 1, 2, So this match has already went through. Had a commercial. But it's been pretty good so far. Really showing off on the chest attacks hardwood. Like getting whipped with leather. No doubt, man. It's about pride. This is not about championships. This is about which team is better than which. I mean, at the main event tonight is about championships. As my man Brian Cage goes head up against the AEW World Champion. We probably knew. I mean, with the Lucha style, Lucha Brothers probably some of the best doing it right now. Best tag team doing the Lucha. And then you got FTR, just that old school style wrestling. I would have to say the best at what they do. Showing some of the dark results. Brian Cage beat Brian Pillman Jr. Didn't have time to eat. There's a little gnat or something. Not a fruit fly or nothing, but a little gnat or something. I don't know. Now you see me swatting that. Tag out, Ray Phoenix, the legal man. You know all my tricks. I know we do. Let's see what's up here. Looking for that spike pile driver they like to avoid. Wheeler able to avoid it. Oh, nice springboard pick. One for Hurricanrana. Cash caught him. They're setting him up. Okay, that was an interesting version on the Bulldog. So. In our main event tonight, AEW World Champion Brian Cage will defend his title against, AEW Champion John Moxley will defend his title against Brian Cage, the FTW Champion. Andrew. All right, mate. All right, mate, to you too. Is that a comment from a hat? He's preparing backstage right now like, no, that's best for me not to be near. Trust me. Right hands, right elbows, right everything there. So we got Andrew saying, all right, mate. And we got FTR going up eyes because
high risk maneuver here, going for a superplex.
So Phoenix will be leading. Love that. Knees up by Pentagon.
Ooh.
Defensive wrestling. Sometimes a good offense is the best defense.
Mr. Respectable. Trump. 2002.
Great scouting too, right? Great scouting.
Do you mean 2020?
Similar voice and barbecue sauce. Don't forget your favorite friend from Brooklyn. Watch out. Who says that? Pentagon gets the knees up, but so does.
And if you do mean 2020, I just keep my political views out of it.
Counters by both teams. They're aware of their in-ring presence. They got great psychology. They're not going to beat themselves with crazy high-flying moves. And whereas the Lucha Bros may, because they're going to take every chance.
So,
and now this match is just totally
Mr. Respectable. No, he means 2002. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Respectable, for respectably clarifying that. Sling Blade from Pentagon.
And now, Cash Wheeler in very dangerous territory here out of the ring apron. Pentagon Jr.
Looks like he's going for his finisher on the apron.
But Wheeler fights out of it, avoiding that package pile driver.
Butcher.
Great force, suddenness, the sudden chops. Look at that Wheeler. Was going for perhaps a brainbuster. Pentagon looking for one as well. Well, good counter at the counter.
Mr. Respectable. Okay.
Right to the temple. Pentagon hit because much. Look at Cal. Match goes in over the
Do the Juice World dance. Dude, I don't even know who Juice World is. Didn't he have a little thing on Fortnite here recently? My stepson was watching the concert on there. I saw that. But Naked Terminator, huh? Cool. Maybe I'll give it a shot sometime.
Harwood was trying to throw one of those big right hands, but Ray Phoenix countered with that kick to the arm. Underrated how quick Ray
So
Phoenix feet are also. This one for a sunset flip.
No, that's Travis Scott. Well, thank you, Andrew. Shows how much I know. Even though I play Fortnite. Actually, I was just playing Fortnite before I did this. Oh! Almost missed that. FTR pulled off Ray Phoenix's mask and then got the roll up afterwards. Mr. Respectable, no, that's Tupac. Andrew, I always do the naked turbo time power bombs to my cat.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just a huge distraction. That's what happened. Phoenix was so distracted about covering his face that he got close, got paid. That's very smart.
Okay.
Very smart like that, for sure.
Interesting, Mr. Respectable.
There's nothing else. And FTR remaining undefeated in tag team competition here. They're being pondered about the bid. Butchering Blade still with the key.
We're going to have to... Am I that guy? I'm not going to be that guy yet. All right, we got Young Bucks coming up behind Butcher and the Blade here.
Double super kicks. Double super kicks on Butcher and Blade. And keys. I got the keys, too. The keys to the truck. Finally, JR, you can rest on the truck.
Mr. Respectable, no, it's not the HBK hat.
Kenny Omega looking to make up for dumping out that beer last week. The Elite coming out to celebrate with FTR for the big victory here tonight. Everybody's trying to get along.
All right, we got Omega coming out to the ring. Young Bucks.
And Matt Jackson offering the keys back to Dax Harwood. And Kenny Omega, the peace offering here, might be some 1% milk. Chocolate milk.
Omega, little peace offering. Coming out with some beer. Young Bucks gave FTR the keys back to their truck. So Andrew says James Storm is my hero, so my mom annoys me. super kick her out of her seat and hit her with the beer bottle. I'm a fan of James Storm myself. His finishing move, the catatonic, is actually how I came up with my finishing move. Way back in the day, I saw him do that spinning rock bottom. I was like, all right, I got to do some sort of variation of that.
Yeah, you want to keep Omega cool. To your point, Calvin, I got to compete later on against Rousey. Wow, that was like, I didn't expect to put a brewskis on top of Omega.
So, FTR, a little offended by that. They actually just dumped the beer on Kenny Omega.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Moxley, he is basically that championship's been great around
Ben, his hamster died of cancer. Okay. Sorry to hear that, Ben. See what's going on at NXT. So we got Shotzi Blackheart. Ooh, nice knee to the gut. Oh, we got Robert Stone coming out with his little cast on. So Andrew's over here currently watching Wrestling Kingdom 14. Bad pay-per-view, he says. Oh, Robert Stone with the distraction. Aaliyah came up. Knocked Blackheart off the top ropes. Allows Hartwell to get the victory here. Ben, he's a famous Jew, he says. Okay. Well, thanks, Ben, for tuning in. All right, so NXT has next Del Fantasma. And AEW and NXT are on commercial, so
nice.
All right. So let's take a look. Let's see what these chats are. Anything productive going on here? Anything except for only wrestling thing on it. Some Ben, you choke slam somebody. Okay. All right, we got Bobby in the house. For those that don't know, Bobby was the top viewer for June. Almost was the top viewer in May. And he's well on track for being my top viewer for the month. He is also the very first winner of the Fake Crate. So we got that sent out to him. So hopefully he gets that here soon. Thanks, Bobby. Always glad to see you on here.
I started having panic attacks. I couldn't really breathe. Like, my heart was beating so fast. At first, I didn't think it was, like, addictive. I thought I was kind of stronger than it.
Me and Bobby.
It was holding kind of a power over me.
We said last week, we actually said for months that Keith Lee is going to be the guy that takes the belt off of Adam Cole. People didn't believe us. It happened. Keith Lee is, man, if you haven't been paying attention to NXT, I got a couple people during the week said, who is this Keith Lee guy? I'm like, dude, definitely go back and check out his stuff. I mean, he is like one of the best things that NXT has right now. One of the best. All right, thanks, Bobby. So Bobby said it should be here tomorrow. He's going to film an unboxing of it and send it so that we can plan on there and show you guys, the viewers, what is typically in a fake crate. It's never the same items.
Need to delay an order? Easily change your ship date. Everything you need for a healthier, cleaner home. Grove Collaborative.
Wow. So I've been doing this channel for a couple weeks now, right? Or a couple months now. Since April. Getting ready to get some new content out here. Besides the Wednesdays, I put some stuff on about the Jeep. It's going to be mostly wrestling stuff on this channel. I will say this is my first time that I've had so many chuckleheads popping in the chat. Usually everybody on the chat's nice, respectful.
Tegan Knox, I know you're finishing your warm-up, but tonight is the
I keep seeing
Aew is the best female competitor in the world right now. What's it going to take for you to defeat her?
Ben with his comments here. Ben, I don't know who you are. I'm glad you're watching, but
And tonight Aew is our obstacle. But the thing
let's
is,
chill it.
I've traveled too far and done this for too long. Tonight is my night to become the NXT Women's Champion. I need to solidify my destiny. I'm faster.
Piers says, wow, I watch every week.
I want to be in with the likes of Kane.
Piers, thank you.
As a champion. And tonight's the night.
Um,
Tonight is Tegan Knox's night.
Piers, you're not one of the people I said called the chucklehead.
Could Tegan Knox's comeback story be completed tonight? Knox versus Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship later on tonight.
Piers, never said you're not a true fan, man. Never said that. But Ben, your comments here, chill it. And whoever was in here way earlier, but I think they left. Mr. Respectable. In case people are wondering who the chuckleheads are.
A toast to our first victory together. At the Great American Bash.
All right. Piers, he says, you called me a chucklehead, bro. I just said I didn't. So if you heard that, I apologize. But that's it. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, but Bobby, he wants to know any music recommendations for a gym playlist. Man. If I really want to get in there, we're good, Piers. We're good. Definitely don't have a problem with you, Piers. It was just the other, with the other comments that Ben was just making here. Okay, so back to Bobby. Any music recommendations for a gym playlist? I'm going to be honest. I do it a little bit differently. I'm in the gym about 5 days a week. Most of the time's training. Kind of really depends what mood I'm in. If I really want to get into it, I'm probably going to listen to some Metallica. Something with that, a big fan of Metallica. When I'm running and I just want to kind of be in that zone, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to throw you guys for a loop here. I might put on a little Lindsey Sterling sometimes just so it's kind of relaxing, and I can just be in that mode and just kind of focus. But if I really want to get it going, probably some Metallica, maybe some Seven Dust, some Tantric.
So some lofty aspirations for Legato's El Fantasma. We'll keep an eye on that. But speaking of lofty aspirations, later tonight, King Queen defends both his North American and new NXT championship against Dominic Dijakovic. Keith wasting no time representing.
All right, let's see what we got going on AEW here. We got Jericho in the ring, so this should be good.
Shut up. All right, Orange. I get it. You want?
All right, Pierce says he has to listen to R. Kelly or Akon when he's at the gym. I'm gonna be honest. When I started doing my best work at the gym, I stopped going to the gym. I started doing it at home.
I'm gonna tell you what I really think of you now. Like I said, you showed the world that you could really go. You did great, Orange. But overall, you don't have what it takes to be with Le Champion. You're lazy. You got a bad attitude. You're a sloth. You're entitled. So I'll say it one more time, Orange. There will never be a rematch.
Hopefully you guys, I have it up. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
So take those sunglasses, fold them up, and shove them straight up your ass. And then you can get
The
hell
Jericho.
out of my arena. Go. I said get the hell out of my arena, you piece of shit. Oh my goodness.
What happened with Jericho versus Tyson? You know, they teased it, about a month ago?
You're gonna give us the thumbs down, huh? What are you gonna do, Orange? What are you gonna do, huh? What are you gonna do? You got
In
nothing.
case you're wondering what I'm snacking on, some banana slices. All right. Orange Cassidy just lowered them into the center of the ring and just dropped a ton of orange juice on the inner circle. Here says Y2J equals greatness.
This jacket costs $7,000. Cassidy, get up, you idiot! Throw me a towel! Throw me a towel!
You know how long Jericho's been in the business. I mean,
Commentary when we come back right after this.
went for a towel and it's an Orange Cassidy towel. Awesome. But Jericho, man, way back when starting out WCW, the Lionheart, Chris Jericho, I mean, even before he came to WCW, but the WCW stuff with him and Dean Malenko, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, La Parka. I mean, that was when the cruiserweights, man, cream of the crop right there. All legends.
Download Mercari will help you declutter and make some money.
All right, everything is on commercial right now, so
And just like that, it's gone. Sell and buy almost anything from
let's
home
see.
with Mercari. Download today.
When we started our business, we were paying like an arm and a leg for the postage. I remember
Bobby has a good point. He's just a little surprised that WCW had all the talent, Jericho, Benoit, Guerrero, Mysterio, and managed to mess it up.
It makes it really easy and seamless.
Yeah. In hindsight, looking back on some of the people that they put into those higher positions,
Just like that.
Ship station.
as cool as it was for Hogan to come over and do the NWO thing, that was pretty great. But all the control that he had backstage, I think that was a little toxic. I remember when he left. I know Booker T just had it on. They just kind of went over that match, Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett, on one of the last episodes of what was that show they had on Tuesdays? He just kind of discussed it, and it was when Hogan refused to lose, so they had Jeff Jarrett lay down in the ring. Hogan pinned him because he was leaving. He wanted to leave with the belt. And then later on in the match, they said, no, that ain't happening. We're going to have Jeff Jarrett versus Booker T for the champion. That's when Booker T got his first title.
See some ID?
This is my ID. Need a tow truck on level 1. Oh, let's check the state form.
Here's the deal.
I would say TNA Impact was doing great for quite some time. They had a lot of good things going.
Oh, just some guy. We're taking care of it.
Even after Dixie Carter took over, it still was kind of good, but then they let people, you know, you don't want to negotiate with people like AJ Styles that was at the top of that brand. Everybody wanted them. And you have to let AJ go, and then he goes to New Japan, Ring of Honor, and then eventually to WWE.
Against the Elite, but what's so funny?
I mean, I'll tell you what's so funny. The inner circle was just out in the middle of the ring, got doused in orange juice. I mean, what kind of idiot stands there and gets doused in orange juice? That's the funniest thing I've seen.
Marco. Well, it is pretty funny. But after 65 million years, the dinosaur finally has a chance to wrestle the Elite. And there's nothing funny about that. You ready? Got your kick pads?
No.
Doesn't matter. Let's go.
All right, we got
JR, back to you. Thanks, Alex. Well, Chris.
Luchasaurus, which I found out this week. Luchasaurus was actually part of WWE as part of their developmental.
Did you just hear what Lucha Express said? Where the hell the name is Luchasaurus and the morons? Marco's done called me an idiot. You want to see what's going to happen? You wait to see what's going to happen to Orange Cassidy. You wait to see what's going to happen to Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and that little puke. Marco stuck.
So far out of both shows, I would say hour one, AEW has definitely been more entertaining. But we do get Keith Lee in all of his glory that you need to bask in. He is going to be going against Dominik Dijakovic here.
The following contest is a winner take all match.
With the way things are going on in the world right now, I was a little bit concerned because I was calling Keith Lee, Bobby was calling Keith Lee the next champion way before some of the events that are going on in the world, and I was a little bit concerned that there might be some backlash, like he might not deserve it, but that's definitely not the case. Well deserving of holding both of those belts.
Two titans who can soar like eagles are ready to take it to the limit one more time for the second consecutive week. Winner take all.
All right, so both titles are on the line. If Dijakovic can win this, he's going to be not only the NXT champion, but he's also going to be the North American champion.
There's such a kinship between these two men. They've been to war, to hell, and back together.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's too soon. I can't even. Bobby says, "Let's go, Lee." I don't even think I can predict who's going to be the guy that takes the belt off of Keith Lee. I did hear some news today. I know Kevin Owens is in line for a big push, but he's been pushing for a while to go back to NXT. KO versus Keith Lee. I think that could be a pretty good feud.
This is really interesting. Starting things off with a little test of strength.
Kind of glad they didn't put the belt on Finn Balor coming back to NXT, but at the same time, I think they've done so little with Finn Balor that it's definitely hurting them, I think.
Believes in the opportunities he's been granted that he's earned over time. Mr. William Regal obviously giving the opportunity to Keith Lee to offer this championship match to Dominic Dijakovic. It shows you how much Keith Lee cares about the path and all the people along that path for Lee to get to where he is. On the other side, Marl, for Dominic Dijakovic, a lot of questions for his future. Where does he want to go? This could change things entirely for Dijakovic's career. If he upsets
Yeah,
Lee, something like
definitely, Bobby. Since the call up, it has been rough for Balor. So as of today, most of those WWE releases are free to go anywhere. We got Slammiversary this weekend. So hard for me to put money down on paying for a TNA pay-per-view. So I don't know if I'll do that or I'll just kind of read the results later. But a lot of names are projected to be there. I find that interesting since Anthem just had to file for a government assistance grant to pay their employees. But yet you're going to call up, the Good Brothers possibly are going to be there. I heard stuff about Bubba Ray. Maybe bringing back the Aces and Eights, which I actually like that group. All right. What I like about Keith Lee, big dude. The way he can move for being a big dude like that. Super agile, super athletic. Don't let his looks fool you. Super strong. And from all the outside interviews from WWE I've seen, super humble, down to earth. And his girlfriend is one of the best NXT women wrestlers right now, Mia Yim. So I do like Io Shirai. Heard some rumors that Tessa Blanchard might be debuting within the next month or so with WWE. Does she go to the NXT brand? Do you move her straight on up to the main roster? All right. Very interested in this match, but I got to let you guys know. The Elite versus Luchasaurus. So, Bobby wants to know, is Rousey still on WWE? From what I understand, her contract is still with WWE. She's not on WWE. She hasn't been on WWE since it's going on, not this past WrestleMania, but the WrestleMania when she lost the belt. I like Ronda Rousey. I've watched her fights way back when she was part of the Showtime, whatever fight they had on Showtime. And she beat Misha Tate and won the belt there. And then she had like one title defense there before UFC bought them out and then got her over there. So
they didn't have birth certificates there. They didn't have papyrus. All right, well played.
So she's not currently on TV, but I still think she's with WWE under contract.
Great combination there by Jurassic Express. All bits of perpetual motion here in the 6-man tag.
I actually saw Ronda Rousey on Shark Week. I don't know if anybody else seen that. And they trained her, or she was training to scuba dive with. Oh, okay. Marco Stunt outside flossing. Nick Jackson just runs up and just hits him square in the side of the head. In the ring, we got Omega versus Luchasaurus. Oh, man. Every time I get excited about something on NXT, AEW just throws something good at you. Like, almost every single match is just like a must-see. Like I was saying, Rousey was on Discovery Channel for Shark Week. She was training to be in a cage and dive in with bull sharks. As you guys might know, bull sharks are one of the most aggressive sharks there is out there. And she actually was like, no, I can't do this. And actually gets out of the cage and swims with bull sharks. I mean, with the amount of training that she puts in anything she does, I have a lot of respect for Ronda.
People used to care.
Little long story to a short question there.
That's a good one.
All right, NXT on commercial. So we can leave it on AEW has that side split screen.
That's what people say when they bundle their home with their outdoor vehicles. So they've got other things to do now, Bigfoot.
Wait, what did you just call me?
Bigfoot?
My name is Daryl. Burger King asks people to choose between a mini shake and $1.
So hot out right now. This is going to solve all of that.
It's actually fire. Big things coming.
So while we have those on commercial, I did put up the one video of the new Fate Mobile.
How does apartments.com have the most listings?
We also need a word of the week since we kind of started that like 3 weeks ago. So anybody has the word of the week, let me know.
Apartments.com, the most popular place to find
I still don't want to know what the drip is.
Itchy skin distracting you? Cortisone 10. Maximum strength itch relief without a
We got that one video up.
Cortisone 10.
I try kind of put that one together a little bit on the quick side.
Overnight itch relief. Good night.
Since I put that last video up, I actually did get the running boards on
What makes these chips taste
the new
so
Jeep.
good? Here's a hint. It's lime.
Looking pretty nice.
They taste like lime. Tostitos. Get to the good stuff. Ever wonder why someone would leave the room?
And then we're working on. I'm
Places they don't.
been
The better question is,
doing some research here, looking at debuting another,
follow their own path. That's what
probably a monthly video. We
Teddy who loves tug of war.
still trying to flush it on out here, but where I want to like to interview some of the local up and coming wrestlers.
Recipe from items.
I say up and coming, but some of them have actually been on AEW in a small role or WWE in a small role, or quite a few of them had tryouts for WWE. Trained with, I mean, the people I'm thinking off just off the top of my head, trained with people like Al Snow and Glacier, and I mean the list goes on and on and on. Have wrestled, Bushwhacker Luke and Snow again, Gangrel, Kevin Thorne, But we'll do it in such a fun way where we're, I don't know, thinking maybe having eaten some sour stuff, most sour candy, maybe throw in a little hot challenge. Okay. I like that, Bobby. So Bobby's suggesting just giving his 2 cents, but I should do a retro pay-per-view watch along similar to this style on YouTube. Man, what do I start with? WCW War Games, the first one. Man.
Oh, jeez, look at the size of this guy.
It's a good idea. You got me thinking over here. I'm gonna put that in the wheelhouse. So that might be something I can work on too. December to Dismember 2006. Okay.
Nick Jackson hooked up for the clothesline, man. That was great. Look at this. On the go for the double super chance.
Man, that could be pretty fun. Could be pretty exciting.
Nick and Matt gets the roundhouse. Big choke slam. And look at this. Hands out. Flip right there.
I don't know if I've seen a lot of people doing that either. So,
Omega there at the last possible moment to break it up. His Hangman, look, he's almost
so what you don't see on this channel, I don't sit here and give out the news every day because there's several other channels out there that do that. Trying to differentiate this channel from trying to find our way here.
It's like, why are they friends? They're drinking buddies. Jeez, we'll be in Jim Ross are drinking buddies then. How does that sound? No! Big right hands there.
Man, Omega and Luchasaurus are just trading blows here. Oh, nice headbutt from Luchasaurus.
That's a big hit, let me tell you. Right in the face.
Excited as I am about this, I need to see Keith Lee retain that belt. And these banana chips, you just once you start, you can't stop. What is this? Oh. Almost a retain there.
But this is no ordinary competitor. Dominic Dijakovic continues to show what he's made of.
All right, Keith Lee has Dijakovic on the top ropes. Looks like you might be going for. All right, I don't know what he's going for. Is he going to go for a Hurricane Rana? Nope, he's got him by the neck. Headbutt to Keith Lee. Man, I really have that ideal on my head. I like that idea, Bobby. Ooh. Blockbuster on Lee. Dijakovic actually did that one pretty well. Ooh. Big boot.
He can feel the fact that he may have an opportunity, thanks to the largesse of Keith Lee, that he may make Keith Lee pay for his generosity.
Ooh, nice chops. That one-handed choke slam, dude. That is just brute strength from Lee. It's done. I didn't have any worries there. Lee retains his belt. Basket is glory. Bobby, basket is glory. So Those wondering, little cran grape.
And then this is how Keith Lee captured the NXT Championship last week, dethroning Adam Cole, the Big Bang Catastrophe.
The Big Bang Catastrophe. Gotta love it. Thought maybe they might try to nice little show of respect there.
Incredible friendship remains after such a competition.
Yeah, I kind of thought they were going to set somebody else up. Lights are out. Karrion Kross. Scarlett is coming down to the ring. Lights are dimmed low. She has a black bag in her hand. She dumped something out on the mat, but I have no clue what it is. So Bobby said New Japan has fans in the arenas now. Man, I know wrestling has started to come back around here. Who I work for, they are not doing anything right now, and I don't blame them because I don't know if I would, as the champion, I would feel a sense of duty to show up, but at the same time, I don't think it's not something I would do. You got to not only trust that your workers are doing what they need to do, and now you got to trust that the fans are doing what they need to do too. You know, so if WWE wants fans in their shows, I just thought of something. Well, okay, both shows aren't commercial. So why not hire fans? Hire fans for a month. Say, hey, you know, we'll take applications for fans. You come down there, you quarantine at their, I think they said they took over the hotel that's right next to the Performance Center.
Now I don't have to choose.
You can hire fans, pay them, so then you can have some kids there, some adults there, and say, hey, for the next month, you're kind of, it's going to kind of suck. You just kind of stay at the hotel or whatever, and you're working. You are the fans. You are stuck in there, so now we know that nobody's going to be contaminated. Maybe do some whatever. But yeah, have the fans come in and say, me and my son did it. Hey, yeah, this show you're going to be in the front row, so the camera sees you. But the next show that we film, you're going to be over here, so you're not going to be seen. You kind of rotate them around, get as much of your tapings done. Then you have actual fans that don't actually know what's going on and can actually give you genuine responses.
With special effects that show metal particles being inhaled.
I might do it.
But nothing is as scary as the facts. Vaping can deliver toxic metals like nickel and lead into your lungs. That's metal in your lungs.
It is definitely awkward without the fans. I agree, Bobby. I do think AEW does it better with having actual wrestlers that are on there, and then there's some interaction. I know MJF does really good. Britt Baker does really well, but WWE, It's like you're trying to pass them off as. Well, I mean, you tell us that they're NXT hopefuls or whatever. They're the people that are there learning, but I don't know. It's not quite the same.
You can't see the toxins corporate polluters let into our drinking water.
Give us fans or give us the bigger name wrestlers out there.
Because instead of requiring polluters to pay for their mess, Trump's letting chemical companies off the hook. Ignoring the science and the health experts who know when polluters don't pay for them.
This light of hand. There's still a simple trick.
So commercial.
We'll kill again.
Yeah, I mean they're kind of taking over that hotel that's right next to them, so they definitely have the room to put up people and have some fans, and it would be a different experience. I bet they would have a whole slew of people trying to sign up for that.
The last several weeks have not been the best for yours truly, and I've been pissed off and been out of shape about it.
I'm gonna get to those comments, but
many things.
a little Ambrose interview here.
I get to purge all my frustrations. I get to go out to the ring and get hit, feel that adrenaline, live on the edge of a lightning bolt, because tonight the AEW World Championship is on the line. Can't take anything for granted in this world. Tonight we fight for the fallen, our friends, our loved ones, our heroes, people we care about. And I got a hell of a challenge in front of me in the machine, Brian Cage. Now, according to Technique by Taz, I will not be able to deliver a paradigm shift to Brian Cage because he's too big, he's too strong, he's too swole. Okay. Maybe I won't even try. Instead, what I'm going to do is rip Brian Cage's bicep in two. You know, you remember Taz, right? The recently surgically repaired torn bicep that kept Brian Cage on the shelf for 5 months. You remember that, right? Yeah. I'm going to rip it clean off the bone. Enjoy the hospital.
Wow, that's something else.
So glad Moxley came over here.
Dr. Britt Baker gave me this towel because you won't give me anything. I got sticky fingers. I ain't talking about Keith Richards, Jim Ross. It's all over the place.
The demo got, you know what? Kids in 18 to 49 love seeing instant replays.
No, yeah, really?
Yeah, they do.
No, you're not gonna.
They're showing a replay. Oh my gosh, man.
Look at this. Just hundreds, maybe even thousands of gallons of orange juice.
That is a lot of OJ.
It looked like an orange peel in the goal. Oh, Jesus.
He is literally covered from head to toe in orange juice.
This is getting me. I'm serious all over again.
Oh man.
Look at me, Jim. I'm sorry, Chris. So humiliating. I've never seen you this.
All right, so we got the Nightmare Sisters coming out.
I'm still keeping on wrestling with you. You put me under your
All right, so a couple comments here. Bobby says, now that the NFL, I heard, won't have them either. Those stadiums are massive. Yeah. So, yeah, he said there won't have fans either. And then there are better ways to get your vitamin C. Yeah. And then he goes to the commentary desk, and then he's just like covered in orange juice. I mean, get all sticky. And I remember back in the day in high school, I went to an ICP concert, got covered in Faygo root beer, and then had to drive home from that, or get driven home because I was in high school at the time. And with the stickiness in all cracks and crevices, it was a very uncomfortable. So I can just imagine with Jericho covered in OJ and just being so sticky.
It's the ropes coming back with a sliding clothesline.
Nightmare Sisters. I think Brandy's a little bit more in the zone today. Allie looks a little bit egotistical here tonight.
So I'm glad they found something for Allie. I surprisingly became a fan of Allie back in TNA. I like Brandy Rhodes, so having them team up here and giving them some airtime. See what's going on in NXT. Timothy Thatcher, so we can put it back on the Nightmare Sisters.
Now he's getting a little bit more into it. Allie taking a page out of Dustin Rhodes' book.
Nice bulldog.
Good job.
Big spear from Brandy.
Nicely done. And Nightmare Sisters looking good. Allie, check it though.
I know we usually have 13 Scorpio in the live chats as well. And Ryan, but I know they're both helping 13 Scorpio move and getting his house ready. Nightmare Sisters with the quick win, quick work of these no-name wrestlers. So we should have hopefully back 13 Scorpio and Ryan back to the chat next week, hopefully. Like I said, he's just trying to get his house up and ready, so that I can get it on the market for him, since I am a licensed real estate agent as well. Little secret info I gave you guys.
She alluded to it last week. She said everyone by AEW is getting a manager, and she will have somebody by her side. Who will it be? We will find out next year. Let's check out this.
So Nyla Rose is coming up next after this commercial, and we're going to find out who Nyla Rose's manager is. So I was just talking about you, 13 Scorpio. I didn't think you were actually going to be on today. We did talk about that last week, Bob. Yeah, Santina would be if it's Santina.
There's something about this that feels curious.
That would be awesome. I know you called it last week. Just needed some background noise. Okay. And I was telling him earlier that I didn't tell him who helped me get the running boards on there. Thank you, 13 Scorpio, for helping me with my running board. Actually, I think I said in my first video, a buddy of mine is a Jeep guy, and I didn't think I wanted to be a Jeep guy. Then you test drive one of them. I'm like, that's a smooth ride. No buyer's remorse from me. All right, so Io Shirai, Tegan Knox coming up next. I don't think we're going to see a surprise here. I think Io Shirai should definitely walk away with this. Uh-oh. All right. Okay, it's the first one, but I still have to watch it anyway. Little commercial there for Psych, the movie. I don't know if anybody is Psych fans here. Huge Psych fan. I think December we're getting Psych, the movie part 2.
Walk-in closets.
We do have a rat problem. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
It does help us save.
So And I love that site has, you know, they constantly are bringing wrestlers in.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
If someone came to you and asked, what are you invested in?
Stream looks a lot better. New cam.
Mutual funds and money markets?
Nope.
Or would it be mutual relationships?
Still the same cam.
Maybe both.
Next question, did I mess with the settings at all? Because you gave me the tip on how to do that. You know I did not do that yet.
Talk to a Thrivent financial professional or visit Thrivent.com.
I started with the Funkos a day, Funko Pop a day on Instagram, and just been busy the last couple of days, so I'm going to start getting that back up and going. I actually downloaded the pictures that me and my son took with various wrestlers onto my phone, so I can start uploading those as well. Bobby wants to know who I think is the most overrated wrestler in WWE and in AEW.
Itchy skin distracting you? Cortisone?
I'm going to get heat for the WWE one.
Without a prescription.
Cortisone
10. A lot of clubs. Try new
Especially for my brother. He loves Brock Lesnar. I know he brings a name and stuff like that, but he's got like 4 moves. I think the only person in WWE, even though he hasn't been around since WrestleMania, Goldberg, highly overrated. Definitely, it's those guys. It's good to use them sparingly. If they were there every week, they would be. I think they would be out the door. Overrated wrestler in WWE that's there all the time. Would be. Let's think about that one. And in AEW, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a real big fan of Brian Cage. I used to be. I was like, oh, that's cool, that's different in Lucha Underground. And I'm just kind of over him. So not a big Brian Cage fan. And actually, Karrion Kross would be my WWE. I'm not a huge fan of Karrion Kross. I follow him since Lucha Underground as the White Rabbit.
I'm a truthful guy. I'm telling you the truth. I had nothing to do with it. It's all Shotzi Blackheart's fault. She wants to be out to the coffee. This is all Shotzi's fault, man. I apologize, Aaliyah. I am kind of in the middle of something.
Have you seen this? What? Have you seen this? Dexter Loomis thinking he's Picasso. Look, it's you getting run over by the tank.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't even own a suit like that. What is? I don't.
I mean, you.
Robert Stone is about to get.
Something to me. You want to make this something to me? Give me a match. Loomis. No. Loomis.
That'd be interesting having Killian Dane. I think he could benefit from having Robert being in the Robert Stone brand. Looks like that's what they're kind of toying with. Oh, snaps. I said snaps. You guys know that voice. I am super pumped right now. Goosebumps. Hair on my arm have risen. My brother is clearly not on because he'd already be chiming in because that is his favorite.
From this moment on, ladies, I am begging you to stop lying to yourselves of how great you are. And also admit that you will never be smart enough to...
Yeah, that's right. Excuse me.
No one is going to steal every opportunity you have ever dreamed of.
She's so annoying, but she's so awesome. That right there, I'm probably... That right there bumped Nyla Rose up a little bit for me. I didn't think they were going to do anything good with that angle, but I'm a fan of that decision. So they're showing what's up for next week.
And in the new competitive women's division, looking for challengers, Aew Vs highly regarded.
Whoa. All right, Aew Vs is making her debut on AEW next week. If you're not familiar with Aew Vs, she's from Lucha Underground. Pretty talented. Actually, one of the best females that Lucha Underground had. Always mixed it up with the guys. Jurassic Express versus Hager and Jericho. And then Bobby said that it ain't Santina, but just as good. I would agree. Santina would have been awesome. So they're going to commercial. Looks like they're going to give this match about 20 minutes. So that's good. She wrestled Willow at one of our shows in 2007 and 08. Oh, man. Hold on. Okay. So 13. And then, I know Willow has that fake ear. So who is she? Is she Santina or is she Vicky? Who wrestled Willow? I was not at that show. I know we've had Awesome Kong.
This season, they're the toughest firefighters. And this time, they're fighting fire with water.
I always fellas.
The stars of Super Troopers are back. Tacoma
Oh, Aew Vs. Aew Vs.
July 23rd.
Okay. And that was probably before I actually knew who Aew Vs was. So
Here's a hint.
I did not know we had Aew Vs on one of our shows. That's awesome. I am a little upset that I missed the Awesome Kong show, because that was another good one. Auto corrected. Okay. It's like I'm always fellas. Fellas. That might be the word of the day, fellas.
Jake from State Farm.
Here's the deal. There's no replacing the real Chris Paul.
Oh, my car.
Just like there's no replacing State Farm.
Oh, man. Stop trying to be me.
You want the real deal? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
In case you don't know what I'm talking about, 13 Scorpio. 3 weeks ago, someone used the word the drip. I think you were on at that time. And every week, there's been kind of a word of the week.
Real good.
Fellas, maybe might be the word. So yes, now I'm going to say Aew Vs. Io Shirai match. I believe this is the main event, so they're actually going to give the ladies some pretty decent time.
I know she is that kind of competitor, and she has heart more than anything else, a passion that I haven't.
So I like Tegan Knox, but I don't. The Ric Flair drip, yep. The drip is too good. So I know Tegan Knox is good. She has something about her, but it's like a flower that hasn't budded yet. I'm just waiting for her to figure out what she's going to offer to wrestling. I don't think she has that factor yet, but I think she could.
Tegan Knox definitely taking some pages out of Molly Holly's book in her ring repertoire.
So, and they're trying to say that she's, with her ring repertoire, she's kind of taken after Molly Holly. I am a Molly Holly fan.
Very close to Knox, who's got to continue to keep the advantage. Has got to keep Io Shirai rolling here in this match.
Ric Flair drip, oh my.
Knox definitely trying to fight these butterflies. One of the most high-profile matches she's ever been involved in.
legend and lore surrounding the career of Io Shirai. So many people compare, say she's one of the greatest competitors that ever stepped foot in the ring. That brings the nerves up for everyone.
Shirai started competing with the 16 following in the footsteps of her older sister Mia, and for a time, Io Shirai members of Aew. But they can't stable, but Tegan Knox looking to get some serious tail on Io Shirai.
Match over here is not too bad. Like I said, I don't think Aew Shirai is going to be losing the match here. So I'm a little bit more excited to see this Moxley versus Brian Cage, which I think I've already uploaded the pictures. No, I don't think I've got to that yet. So on Instagram, when we met Moxley when he was still Dean Ambrose at the local fairgrounds, they brought him in for a car show signing. So they're showing a commercial for Cannonball hosted by The Miz. Has anybody watched that yet? I've seen about 3 episodes of that, and I'm glad they don't do like most of those game shows where they just do the same obstacles all over there. Every week it seems like there's brand new ones. Some really good wipeouts too.
John Moxley wearing that t-shirt in honor of his fallen friend, Danny Havoc, who passed away tragically on May 31st of this year. That is one of the trying times that he alluded to earlier this evening. Moxley's had a rough couple months for many different reasons, but I will say this. I know how dangerous and motivated John Moxley is. He's the one that took the AEW championship from me. He's not going to let it out of his cold, dead...
So it looks like AEW might have fans, but kind of further up in the seating, or at least family of the wrestlers.
This could be a bowling shoe ugly slobber knocker, if you know what I'm saying.
Bobby wants Taz to say yam bags. It's been too long.
To the best of our knowledge, Chris, these men have never wrestled before.
I've never seen them wrestle before after 2 classic JR-isms in a row. But one thing I will say that Taz said it was a Tazism is while Moxley has been at home for all of the reasons that we said, Cage has been winning matches and beating the hell out of guys here in AEW. So I think he's got the advantage right off the
All right, so I know I just said he was the most overrated, which you guys have opinions. I want to see who you guys think. Who's the most overrated WWE, AEW? I did mention Brian Cage here.
On the arm. The arm bar. Hello.
Yeah, the surgically repaired arm.
The arm, yeah.
Look at this. Casey doing curls with a 240-pound grown man. And tossing him over his head like a sack of flour.
I don't know. I'm watching it. I'm like, all right, he's not complete garbage. He has something about him.
Limiting those moves here in AEW as he's just using this power to beat men down. Moxley in the corner, charging and lifting uppercut.
Ooh.
Close up with a rising Gamagiri.
Great flexibility, athleticism by Brian Cage. He's not one to miss.
Kenny Omega has been underwhelming in AEW.
He's extremely active.
I will say that match with Moxley, I think Fighter Fest from last year with the barbed wire, and oh my, that was pretty vicious. But since then, you're right, nothing really too big.
What he was going to do. Yeah, he called his shot. He telegraphed it, and he's following that game plan to a T. Just to remind everybody that Cage has torn that bicep only months ago, and that's what Moxley's working on right now.
I think it delayed his arrival today.
It did. You're right, Jim. That was some inside information that I got from the Jim Ross hotline.
That's good of JR.
So Moxley is really just working on that arm, like he said he was going to do. Armbar.
Nothing Moxley does is pretty, but it's all effective, like you said. But look at Cage just barraging him with those ham-hock fists to the forehead of Moxley. We want to remind fans that we will have another watch and win if this match should go through the folding him in half.
Ooh.
A A secret hashtag will be up during the break. 30 fans will win an AEW prize pack. One lucky winner will receive a virtual meet and greet with an AEW star. Stay tuned for picture-in-picture through the break. Should this match go that long? But it might not.
So yeah, AEW has been doing some winning. I don't even know what the rules of the competition is. So if you're interested, definitely go on over to their website and see how you can win. 30 fans are going to win. The grand prize winner will get a live Zoom call. WWE is Braun. Last time he was dope was when he deadlifted that ambulance in like 2017. Yeah, I would definitely say he's kind of on the not really feeling him lately. I was excited that he won at WrestleMania, and then my excitement quickly left.
And secondly, he's got to break from the count. These are playoff rules here for a world title match, Jim. I get it. A highly anticipated world championship title match. Wow. Oh, look at this. Right in between the bars of the gate. They can break his arm and tear his bicep.
Oh.
Savage kick by Moxley.
Man.
John Moxley is like a rabid dog here.
This Moxley Cage match is not okay. I'm gonna take back the Brian Cage from earlier comment. Probably not the most overrated, just the most overrated I could see at the time.
Try clasping those legs around the throat of Tegan Knox.
Knox having difficulty breathing, Tom. The longer this match goes, the more conditioning becomes.
Trying to think of females that are overrated. So I'm trying to think in WWE which female I think is the most overrated. I think we got Ryan as well today. All right. So as far as women in WWE that's overrated, I think might get some heat on this one. I think Charlotte's good, but nowhere as good as they make her seem. I'm actually not glad to see that she's off TV for a while, because I don't want to see anybody be off TV for injury or surgery or anything, but it's a good break that, I'm tired of them forcing Charlotte down her throat. And surprisingly, Sasha and Bayley, that I'm not a huge fan of, have actually been some of the more entertaining stuff on wrestling lately. Definitely a 2002 to 2005 Triple H. I remember I could not stand Triple H during that time. And actually for a long time after that. Yeah, I agree with Dan here. No ill will towards her, but don't mind not seeing her. Which Ryan wishes she didn't have so much plastic surgery. She used to be beautiful. Like even Roman Reigns, like when they pushed him down our throat, we wanted him in that position 1 year prior. Then they realized they made a mistake, and Roman's the guy. Well, we don't want the guy when you want the guy. You got to learn how to tweak the story. I mean, I get it. You're a big business, and you have to plan things out months ahead of time, but that spontaneity, that's what we want. We want those surprising moments. When we can predict what's going on for the next 4 months, it's like, well, I don't need to watch it. I already know what you guys are going to do. You might throw in 1 or 2 swerves that I didn't see, but for the most part, I think it was so bad when I watched when my nephew was like 6, and then he he could predict all the matches on the pay-per-view and get them right. I'm like, are you kidding me? A little 6-year-old kid with only a year or so knowledge of wrestling can already predict how this whole thing's gonna go. Kind of real too predictable. Man, they did Roman dirty. I had no choice to get over, or no chance to get over. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're stupid. I mean, but is that on? I mean, I don't know. And then Ryan, you just can't create a star like that. Has to happen naturally. That's true. And then 13th a future booker. It's Keebler. I'm not sure if he's going to be a future booker. He has to work on that timing thing.
And at least for Cage, he's giving his left arm.
Io Shirai match is going pretty decent. Nothing really too big happening over there, so I'm going to flick it back over to AEW.
Just dripping off both of these men. It's so hot here in Daily's place. You can just, it's taking a lot out of you. I'll tell you, it's like working in a sauna. The fact these guys are still at the top of the game shows you what great shape they're both in.
The little edge AEW has. I mean, you not only have Jericho in the ring, I mean, you got him on commentary.
Remember, this is after that. You guys are trying to a back windshield.
Moxley just got suplexed through a steel chair.
Annihilated over there. That's a steel chair. It's not supposed to bend that way, but it did, courtesy of the spine of Jon Moxley.
In each of Jon Moxley's 2 previous title defenses, when his opponent turned it into a street fight, that's where Moxley excelled. Right now, Brian Cage is
getting down to the last couple minutes on both shows here.
Moxley's back. Look at this.
Not since that credit, the man that has an all-time record of 18-0 and
Ooh, that was horrible.
singles matches. Jon Moxley, step those shoulders up, got a near false hit Knox.
Oh, look at that.
Nice elbows from Moxley.
Thunderous right elbow strikes there from Jon Moxley. Shuts him back down by dipping it back on his back again. This is some of the agility that I was talking about of Brian Cage.
Nice moonsault from Cage.
Grabbing his knee.
And look what happens. You're right, Chip. Just because you are that agile doesn't mean you should do it. And now he's on. The Cage is on the run after that huge moonsault miss.
Yeah, the ground game was working for the challenger.
Moxley has rung the bell of Cage, but Cage just counters it.
Nice back and forth action here.
He's going to be the first to hit.
Did you see that clothesline that Moxley just threw to the lower face of Brian Cage?
Moxley's a warrior, man.
He's looking for paradigm shift.
I mean, I don't think you give it to Brian Cage here.
Cage, just no. Cover. 1, 2.
The power of Brian
Cage kicks out of the paradigm shift.
One of Jon Moxley's go-tos, the paradigm shift.
Not even the Sapien, not even the demo god kicked out of that one, Jim Ross. That's what beat me for the AEW title, and Cage just kicked out of it.
And Taz predicted it in that technique by Taz video. He said Cage is too built up top to be affected by that. It proved to be true.
Well, Taz is right. Taz is the secret weapon here for Brian Cage that's brought him up to this title match after being in AEW only for a month or two. Watch out, Brian!
Now Moxley
Yeah,
continuing the
gold
attack in
for
the
sure,
corner.
Bobby.
Trying to put away the challenger. He's got him up top in dangerous territory.
A lot of risk here from both men.
What's he going for?
You going up into the floor, another ladder, take a little more run, or we stand on the second floor?
Looking for the brings him in.
It worked. He's still got him locked in. Rolls over for the cover.
1, 2, no. Oh, look at that.
Armbar.
Okay. Taz is out there on the outside, kind of pacing back and forth, getting a little nervous.
If he could just bring that up a little bit further and have him touch
I mean, the only way I see Cage winning this is if
from Cage.
I just don't see something bigger for Cage.
Cage has got to dance with who brung him, and that is his strength and his power. Stay on your feet and use your power.
I've seen
might
this.
be the champion.
I've seen this movie before. Watch this. Right into
SSO Violent. What did you think of Keith Lee winning the title? Come on. Come on, SSO Violent. We know Keith Lee is pretty amazing. We called it for months. SSO, glad to see you're back this week. Ryan doesn't remember, but he wants to know what we think of the new U.S. belt. Sorry, I got distracted. Moxley gets the armbar on. The new U.S. belt, I like it. I definitely like it. I definitely think that MVP should walk out with the championship belt this Sunday. Nothing against Apollo Crews, very agile. He's just missing that charisma piece. But no, the new belt I think is pretty good. I don't know. I like it. I know there were some people saying how the word champion is just too big and prominent, but I actually don't have a problem with the way it looks. I think it looks actually pretty decent.
Moxley knows exactly what he's doing. And you notice Moxley putting himself in the way of the ropes to prevent an escape.
It's like a modified Rings of Saturn that he has Cage in.
Vegas, all those MMA guys, he sure has learned. He sure has seen Pierre. Look at this one.
The ripping and tearing of that bicep.
Who is he training with? That's Fowler. Who's that guy? Idiot. That's right.
So they're saying Moxley is training with Extreme Couture. Well, that's a pretty decent looking armbar. I think it's better than the last design they used for 17 years, which is insane if you think about it. Moxley, oh, wow, that's interesting. Taz threw in the towel. That is interesting. SSO Apollo Crews, all he needs is a really good manager, and he would actually be really good. And the new title belt is awesome. I kind of would like him actually to join MVP. I'm liking this whole MVP group. I think there's a lot of potential.
This title that Taz gifted to Brian Cage, that's why he gets to the smash of Moxie's head.
His right hand is healthy. His arm is healthy.
Oh, the lights are out. What's going on here?
It's pitch black here. Who's here? Is there a power outage?
The new Nation of Domination, yeah. Darby is back. All right. Yeah, definitely. The new Nation of Domination. I mean, you got Bobby Lashley that definitely needs that mouthpiece. He is a good bruiser. I would be behind that. I will save you guys. I won't sing the Nation of Domination theme. I do know every single word to it. So Darby made the save, so I switched back over here. Io Shirai and Tegan Nox are still going at it. Oh. Shote on Tegan Nox. And a nice moonsault. SSO says they can try to make a new Nation of Domination, but it'll just flop because nothing better than the original. Okay. You know what? I still would like them to try. You know, if they can I'm a big stable guy. I like stables. I think stables are not utilized enough in the business. I know Zelina Vega was starting to look like she was forming one. I think Zelina Vega is probably super underrated as a manager goes. Bobby says, especially now, I think they would be booming. I kind of, ooh. Dakota Kai just came through with a big boot to Io Shirai's face to close out the show. Much better as a heel for Dakota Kai. So that's both of those shows. So we're done with that. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we can talk about, wrestling stuff. As far as, I don't know, MVP. I can't say I'm a huge fan of MVP, but he has the mic skills. He has the wrestling ability. He has that factor that you can just grab your attention. So I'm going to give him all the kudos right there. I mean, he's good at what he does. And I think he would be able to bring in, you got, let's see, the original nation. You got Mark Henry. All right, Ryan, get those kids to bed. Thanks for tuning in again. So original, you got D'Lo Brown. You got Mark Henry. That's good, but I think Bobby Lashley is a good muscle. But then you have The Rock. I mean, you're not going to beat The Rock, but you can't just say that the new nation's probably going to fail because they don't have their version of the Rock. So I think they could probably do something good. So yeah. So and then Bobby's before the Ryan comment, he said swagger. Okay. So let's see. I don't know. I think that's so SSO. I think that covers that. There we go. Thank you, Bobby. I was definitely lost for a minute. MVP has swagger. Definitely. Farouk was good. I don't want to take anything away from him. Ron Simmons, very, very good. But, I don't know. I would take MVP as the leader over Farouk, actually. So, not taking anything away from Farouk. Definitely very great. WCW, Ron Simmons, first African-American champion. Can't take anything away from him. But like Bobby says, MVP has that swagger. And Bobby Lashley is a beast. I like that they're portraying him as a beast now. So, I don't know. I think it'll be good. We'll have to wait and see how that all kind of plays out here. So if you have any more questions or whatever, I'll just kind of wrap it up and kind of let you know what's going to be going on for this next week before next Wednesday. I'm going to edit up that video and try to make it, try to put a little bit more work in on that video with the installing of the running boards and stuff. So we'll do that. That's the 15th. So probably won't get the new Pro Wrestling Crate before next week. I did get an update from Loot Crate. They said they're almost caught up. They're going to start sending out some boxes. So we should have those coming up here. Bobby had a good idea. So I'm going to kind of play with that a little bit about maybe possibly watching old WCW or WWE or ECW pay-per-views. SSO, LOL. No way. Hey. That's the thing about this channel. We can agree to disagree here. So, but I like Bobby's idea of maybe watching old school wrestling pay-per-views and kind of doing a similar to this, where watching it and discussing it and whatnot. So that might be up something we can do. And like I said before, I'd really like to start interviewing some local wrestlers. And I say local, I mean it's just Midwest guys. They work Minnesota, they work Illinois, they work Wisconsin, and several other places. So some of them train at OVW with Al Snow and stuff like that. So some very interesting stories. A lot of them have had tryouts with WWE. So very interesting to see their points of view. And then hopefully we can build up. There's some local people around here. I don't think I'll be able to get Tommaso Ciampa, but I know he lives somewhere in the area. But Ring of Honor, we have Mr. Silas Young, the last real man. I would definitely like to interview him eventually down the road here and see where it can go and do some fun things, eating some sour candy and whatever else we can do. So I'm kind of working on some new stuff to add to the channel here, so we get some more content and we'll keep growing this thing. I know last week was a really great week. Went up quite a few subscribers and a lot of views on one video. So we'll just keep growing this thing and then we'll see where we can go from there. So thank you guys for watching though. Thanks for all the support. You guys have a good night. Can't wait to speak to you guys again next week. And until then, remember the first rule of Fate Club. You always talk about Fate Club. You are Fate Club, the Sour Hour. I have some other ideas I want to kick past you, 13 Scorpio. So, but the Sour Hour, okay. You know, I was also thinking maybe pucker up with John Fate. That's seems like it might be a little catchy. We'll work on the little names of those episodes. But so again, you guys are Fate Club. Thank you for watching, supporting the channel. And until next time, you guys stay safe and see you then.